What's up, guys? Welcome back to Golf Simulator videos. I'm back today to show you an affordable golf putting training aid at home. This actually got sparked from a conversation I was having with someone that actually lives in an apartment. So they can't build a golf simulator like this. They can't put a net out in a garage. They basically have a small apartment and we're looking for something to practice putting, maybe even chipping. I'm going to talk about all of that in this video. And what's interesting is the Square Golf launch monitor, that's what we're using today, comes in at a reasonable price for a lot of people that I talk to. So it's $699 MSRP, and that's before the discount code I have available. So if you guys are interested in purchasing this, I'll put a link in the description and pinned to the top of the comments so you can get the lowest price, help support the channel too, which I appreciate. But we're going to actually do real putting with this device. We're going to show you how putting actually works with their swing stick, which is interesting. And then I'll even talk about chipping. So, when I was having this conversation with this gentleman, we were talking about, well, why couldn't you do a little 20-foot chipping and just kind of land it on a blanket? And I was like, you absolutely could. And it really got me thinking. And so that's what sparked a lot of this video. So let's go ahead. I've got some notifications going off there, but you can see I'm using an iPad. And this is where the conversation also sparked, is he had an iPhone. Well, if you have an iPhone that's compatible, any of the latest generations, you can run the Square Golf app. So he didn't need to buy a PC, didn't need to do anything, just Square Golf launch monitor. And then what's also interesting is it's a camera-based device. So we talked about using a putting mat. So you could, like I've shown the well putt putting mat in the channel before, you could use that. But guess what? You also could just use a small mat if you wanted to, because it's going to measure within, let's say, 2 feet, probably closer to a foot. So really what happens afterwards doesn't matter. It's up to you on the experience that you want. But you'll see I'm going to go under settings and you'll see the swing stick is on. I'm going to turn that off because I was messing with it a little bit before doing the video here. But I'm going to go to putting practice to start off. You will want to set the green speed to what your feel is for the turf or whatever you're using is, all right? So that's important. I don't, like that's adjustable for a reason. All software seems to be a little bit different. Use what you're confident with is a 10 stimp, your local course, whatever it may be. All right, so I'm going to put this down. I do have this set for the advanced tracking, so I can use a Pix ball or I can use the dotted ball that is included with the Square. And let's go ahead and just try to hit a dead straight 10-foot putt. Putting's not my strongest suit, but I can usually do decent. And then I don't have a perfect rolling surface, so, oh man, I just pulled that just a little bit. You can see it, look where this ball is to the center. You can see it was pulled, nothing big, about a degree or so. But my ball actually bounces after it leaves the mat. So I don't really pay attention to where it goes after, but I could see that take off a little bit left. So perfect opportunity to correct the putter face. Know that I was pulling a little bit. Hit that a little hard, but I still made it. Notice that went 0.4 right that time. So purposely making sure that I got that to the right, and it measures all the way down to that little tiny 0.4. Now, if you're trying to make putts within, let's say, 10 feet, I think I read online somewhere, as long as that putter face, you got a square path putter face within like a degree, most likely it's going to go in. And then as the putt gets longer, it's going to matter more. So that 1 degree of putter face could mean you miss after 8 feet or whatever it may be. So, but like, let's say I were to push this even more, 1 degree to the right, it doesn't go in. So there's kind of that. I think it was under 10 feet or maybe under 8 feet was 1 degree of putter face. So you could just work on this. It could be just launch direction that you work on for putting, which is so important. But there's a lot more to it. So let me put this real putter down and let me go to the menu again. So easy to use an iPad too. That's what I thought when he was talking about using his phone. I was like, well, this is so easy. So let's turn the swing stick on. Now, this is not real putting. I know everyone's going to say, come on. But let's just say that you wanted to have fun with the family, whatever it may be. Keep in mind, I talked about this in my very first video. You can play full golf simulator software with the swing stick. Check it out in the first video if you want to. But the ball actually goes much further forward in line with the unit. And let's see if I can actually make a 10-foot putt with this thing. Try to make the same stroke that I made. Oh, look at that. Oh, I didn't hit it hard enough though. That was too soft. All right, let's go a little bit harder this time. Hopefully not too hard. There we go. And you can see right 0.1. So let's actually pull this a little bit. Left 0.5. I mean, your hand control, you could actually just work on making the motion without a real putter. I thought it was interesting. I mean, it's really interesting and that swing stick comes with the unit. So, and then last thing I want to show you guys is let's go to closest to the pin, distance 10 yards, okay? And being only 10 yards, you could have a little tiny chipping mat. I mean, you have to understand, you only need a chipping mat that's like, I don't know, let's call it 3 feet by 2 feet because you're so close when you're chipping. And so what we were thinking is he could put this down with a little hitting mat, and I'll actually put that just a little further back. And he could have a blanket down there, little 30-foot chips. Pulled that just a little bit. And he could practice chipping right inside an apartment. Isn't that cool? And you know, let's say you're working on flighting your chips. So let's say this was more of like a bump and run. This does chipping really well. So I'm gonna go lower flight this time. Look how low that took off. More of a run out shot. Oh, did I make it? Oh, close. And you could sit here and work on flop shots. You could work on, you know, low bump and runs. You could work on your putting. You could work on everything. So I thought this was a useful video to those of you that might be considering, you know, an affordable, you know, putting training aid for home, an affordable golf launch monitor that you could eventually build a golf simulator when you're out of an apartment or whatever it may be. So it was cool to have that conversation with somebody and bring it to life. And you know, I told him, I said, you know, I'm gonna make this a video in the channel because I'm guaranteed there's people like you that are looking to have fun, you know, and practice at the same time. So use an iPhone or an iPad. Good opportunity to show the graphics on the iPad. I don't think I've shown that yet. So maybe I'll do a full video too. You guys let me know what you think, but maybe we'll go out and we'll play 9 holes on the iPad just to get the full experience. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned. There'll be a lot more coming soon.